from those 12 tribes, each tribe sent a spy to spy out the promised land. And look, there were 12. 10 of them came back and said, look, man, there's some giants over there. We ain't gonna be able to get it. We ain't going over there with them folks. They look kind of big. And what we need to do now is select us a leader and go back to the house of Pharaoh. And some of us think like that today. All of us here, we looking for a job for somebody else. If you got 300 churches, the churches can create a job. Right. The white churches did that. Trinity Village over there with old folk, white folks over there, they created a job. They didn't go with their hand out asking the government. They put their dollars and nickels and dimes together, and they created a nice place out there. How come the black churches can't do the same thing? Because we still in the wilderness. That's right. And we wonder why we can't attract the young people. Because we still in the wilderness. And the young people looking at us like, no, you know, you're talking to the talk, but we going over here begging these folks for a job. So we got to get into a new frame of mind. And I'm saying this as a challenge to all of us. Because all of us, because we are here, all of us are going to go into the world and be leaders. But we want to make sure that we lead in the right way. Is that right?
Right. Amen.
So it took them 40 years. They died out. There were 2 young men who went and they went with the other team. They came back and said, you know, they're big. They got some guns on them over there. But you know what? With the help of God, I believe we can take them out. That's what Joshua and Caleb. We believe we can take them out. So what I'm saying is, we have to get in a different frame of mind, a different concept, and a different idea. What was said right there was a conspiracy. Look, they're becoming more mighty than us. We done did them wrong. We scared. Let's go against them. Let's see how that relates to modern times. I went and did research. And I want to say this because at the Black History program we did last night, we had scholars there that talked about the internet, Facebook, and the need for our people to really study. Study what happened to us and study what's happening to us right now. If you don't know the past, you don't know the present, and you doomed for the future. Right? So let me take you through history and tie biblical history into what's going on now. Have any of y'all ever went to the computer and researched House Bill 15090?
That's right.
You didn't research that. But our people all throughout this city, all throughout the state and the country, are dying from AIDS. You know what that bill say? That's a federal bill from the federal government that was passed in 1970 through the Department of Defense. You know what it did? It created a synthetic biological agent. You know what it's called?
What?
AIDS.
What?
They documented it. Yeah, we created it. Took your tax dollars. That's a conspiracy.
Right.
Injected 100 million Africans. Right? So the same people that crucified Jesus, who was a black man, they ought to get this black man and that black man and that black man. If you read the Bible in the book of Exodus, it didn't say go out and kill the woman. The midwives was told, said, look, when you do the office of the midwives and the women sit on a stool, and that's a study for you women because you're laying down having babies, which is against your health. And you don't know it because you ain't been taught better. But so when they sit on the stool and they let the baby out, if it's a male child, kill it. Right. But if it's a female, leave it alive. Not only does that represent a physical death, but it also represents a psychological death. How do you know that? Not only do you have the X and the Y chromosome in you, but you have what? 2 types of consciousness.
That's right.
You have what is called the conscious mind, and you have what is called the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is masculine. But the subconscious mind is feminine. This is why we have young people who are rising up and they have homosexual tendencies. They don't know where it comes from and you don't know where it comes from. But suddenly they are interjecting it through the school system.
That's right.
And through television into the minds of our children because the subconscious mind is what? It's feminine.
That's right.
Which means it receives. How do we know that they can do this? How do we know the science of mental warfare? If you go to sleep right now and you have a dream that you're falling off a cliff, you wake up, your heart is beating real fast.
Right.
You know why?
subconscious mind.
Because your subconscious mind, even though it was fake, your subconscious mind, through your body and through the reality of it, it's just as if you was falling off a cliff. That's the trauma that your body went through.
Right.
So they interject it subtly through the television. And if you're not wise enough to see it, you think they paid several $1 million for a 30-minute commercial? And then they just, during the Super Bowl, they just said that the commercial was not designed to help them sell any product. But what was it designed for? Why would a person spend $3 million for something that they are giving you a message subtly? 23 messages in a 30-minute commercial, you don't even understand what they're talking about. So it's to kill you not only physically, but to kill you psychologically, mentally, spiritually. They're killing us. So, have you all watched the news lately? If you go into the state of California and the state of Texas, they are the two states that are primarily responsible for producing the textbooks that your children use in school. Right now, in California, they're debating. They're not going to teach black history if you don't let them teach homosexual history.
What?
So you bring your children to church on Sunday to listen to an hour lecture, but you send them to school 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 40 hours.
Right. Right.
Where they come in 2 hours, right?
Right.
That's true.
So now they're saying that, look, we're going to teach them that it's okay to be a homosexual.
That's right.
And they're going to use your tax dollars to do. So don't tell me this is a historical book. Everything that this book is talking about is going on right now.
All right.
Yeah.
The Europeans, they have a 0 birth rate. One born, one of them died. But you looking at black women and they getting pregnant.
All right.
Yeah, you looking at them. And because you are the first human being in the light of the sun, Eve, Adam, Eve, black woman, the Nile, the seed of creation, because you are the first, you have the genetic and melanin disposition to annihilate anything that comes behind you.
Right.
That's why they got the Mendelian law. Because you can get recessive from dominant, but you can't get dominant from recessive.
That's right.
So they feel the genetic annihilation of themselves. This is why they're prancing around trying to get all of our brothers to get with white women. With these sisters, they need help. They deserve a good man. Sister working hard every day, got 3, 4 children, brother done ran off. You get a few dollars in your pocket, then you go looking at the white woman.
Help us, Lord.
But it's the black woman that stood beside you out there and the You enslaved, big old Negro scared. Sister Harriet Tubman, come down there with the shop. Come on over there. Oh, Sister Harriet. Oh, my feet are tired, I can't go. Okay now, young man, I want y'all to go on up the road there. Go on up the road. Because she gonna deal with him.
Yeah.
He gonna go back and tell the folk what the Underground Railroad.
That's right. That's right.
They had the same thing here. The same thing happened in the Bible. Everything that we are experiencing, how to deal with it, how to get over it, is right here. But you're not going to get it if you don't study. Flow it on.
That's right.
Don't wait on Sunday for the pastor to come in and teach you everything. You ought to be able to hit the pastor with something. Say, Pastor, what you know about this? Help sharpen him up. We put all the burden on the pastor. And then, you know how we do when the pastor, you know, he talks about that every. You know. So the same thing happened in the New Testament. When you go into the New Testament, the same thing happened. What it says, Jesus was born, Bethlehem of Judea. So he was born under a king by the name of Herod. And Herod became troubled because they had a prophecy that they knew that a Savior would be born at that or around that time.
Right.
So he said that he was troubled. In the 2nd chapter of Matthew, and all of Jerusalem with him.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
That's what it said.
So he called together the soothsayers, the scholars, the wise men, and asked them, said, look, what this guy had? You know, he saw his stuff. They went forward to find him, and on their way to find him, God warned them in a dream. Look, this man he ain't trying to worship Jesus. He had to kill him. So they went on their way. Joseph took Mary, took Jesus, and fled into the land of Egypt, which was originally called Kemet, which means what? The land of the blacks. So he had to go and camouflage himself, hide himself among black people. He was safe. And at the age of 12, in the book of Luke, he's seen in the temple both asking questions and getting questions and answering questions. Is that right? Becoming that great revolutionary Messiah, that great scholar that God had created him to be from the very foundation of the world. Is that right?
That's right.
So before he came out, Herod was so furious, he said, look, we're going to kill all the babies. 2 years and under.
All the males.
Right? All the babies, 2 years and under. That's a plot to kill you. Don't you realize, man, that we have brothers who are now getting out of prison, who are still in prison with life sentence? They got caught up all in that crack cocaine dealing in the 90s. I had the opportunity to meet the real Rick Ross in Chicago. The brother that sold all of that dope out there in Los Angeles. Then we did the research. One of our great congresswoman, Barbara, what is her last name? Barbara Walters, the black Barbara Walters, found out that the United States government through the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, had been putting crack cocaine in the black community.
Oh yeah.
And then they catch our people up and send them to prison and put them all on the news and tell the world, you see what they're doing? They're killing each other. But you're the one that planted it. Right? In order for our people to in order for these young people not to fall victim, we got to educate them about that. See, we here telling them that we after the civil rights movement, we're made it and everything's all right now. But the same people constantly plotting on our young people. You go down into the juvenile center, some of you all won't even go down now. Our young people is packed in there. Packed in there like sardines. Sometimes you go down there, they ain't got enough room for them. They got to send them all across the state. That's not no coincidence. What did Pharaoh say? Come now, let us deal wisely with them. What did Herod say? He said, kill them from 2 years and under. They just had a sign when they was building the prison in America. If we build them, they'll come. So that's a conspiracy. Do you know how they figure out how many prisons they're going to have?
I know.
They look at the test scores, reading test scores of children in the 3rd and 4th grade. You're in the 3rd or 4th grade and your child is not reading at the 3rd or 4th grade level. Then the United States government, the Bureau of the Justice Department, has already written them off as going to prison. See, they have prophets too. You don't know that? All throughout the Bible they talk about the good prophets, but they also talk about the bad prophets. And some of their prophecies are accurate. Some of y'all been going over there off of Blake to the voodoo doctor over there, to the witch. You know she can prophesy. She good at what she do. But she a witch. Right here in this town, a witch. And black folks, and some of the same folks going to church every Sunday, praying to the Lord. Get out of church, go right over there to the witch doctor. You see him going over there, pass through there, you see him going in the house over there. Consult with her rather than to consult with God.
That's right.
See? So we need a different wisdom and a different understanding.
Help us.
So this is why, the reason why our people are falling into this condition is because of this. I want y'all to listen to me good.